All right, I should be live. Wonderful. Today we're going to do cartoon analysis. And here is my message in the comments. Hello and welcome to this live English lesson. All right, so we'll see who shows up and who's hanging around with Abolingo today. Okay, so let's get started. Ooh. I almost forgot my glasses because today we have a quiz. So I'm ready. Here we go. In this live English lesson, what are we studying? Great question. Well, we are going to analyze comics, cartoons, right? And we're going to explore vocabulary. We're going to have some fun, guaranteed. And then we're going to test you with the quiz, right? We're going to make sure you understand what we're talking about. And, right, let me adjust the camera here. Okay, so let's get started with our first one. Here is our first comment. All right, so let's jump right in and start describing it. And you guys in the comments, help me out, right? And help me to describe what we see in this cartoon or in this comic. Okay, we can see a man standing in front of a machine, I guess. Layla Almeida says, hello, hello. Bunny Beth says, ready to have fun. Great. Okay. Garden says, hello, hello, hello. Welcome, everyone. All right, so right now we can see a man standing in front of I'm going to call it a vending machine. And I'm going to show you a picture of what we're talking about. What is a vending machine? This machine is quite unique, and we'll get to that in a moment. But if we look at normal vending machines, then we will see something like this. All right, this is a vending machine. And usually it has snacks, it has pop, it has food, it has stuff like that. So you can call it a vending machine. And it's just, to satisfy your hunger. Okay, so I'm going to call this machine a vending machine because, you're supposed to put money in and, right, do something with it. Okay, so we can see a man standing in front of a vending machine. The vending machine has a sign on it which says, test your stupidity. There is a slot, all right? And this part right here is a slot. It's like an opening where you can put the money, right? There is a slot for inserting money. This machine is asking for $100. Okay, so let's see. The man is standing and facing the machine. All right. He is wearing a blue business suit, I guess. All right. And you guys can help me describe in the comments. I'll take a look at the comments. So he's wearing a blue business suit. He has brown hair. Leah Huda says hello. Hello. He has brown hair. And we'll say white skin. His left hand is hanging down by his side. All right, so the side down here, like the side of his leg, let's see how we can describe the right hand now. It's kind of like this. His right hand is up near his face. I guess we'll say the index finger. The index finger is resting on his, or close to, or resting on his chin, I'll say. All right, because he's like, This body position leads us to think that he is wondering or pondering something. All right. And pondering, what does it mean to ponder? Well, I think we'll take a look. Let's go to our dictionary. We'll put in ponder. To ponder, let me move it over, adjust it, is to think about something carefully, especially before making a decision or reaching a conclusion. All right, so we could say this guy is, Leah Huda says he's like wandering. Aha, and we have to make sure we spell it correct. If we spell it with an A, it means something much different. Wander with an A, let's hear the sound.
Wander, wander.
Wander. Okay, with an A, it means to walk or move in a leisurely, casual, or aimless way. So you wander around. And I think you meant to say wonder. Like he's thinking. He's pondering something. Here we go. It's not a noun. We're looking for the verb this time. Desire or be curious to know something. So, how many times have I written that? I wonder. Right? There's wonder and there's wander. So this one is wonder, which means to be curious about something. All right, let's go back. Here we are. Okay. So he's wondering or pondering something. All right, let's see. Let me move. Let me put this one here. And we'll bring this over so I can keep typing. Okay. The machine is designed to see how idiotic people are. Are people willing to put their money inside and be tested whether or not they are stupid? All right. So I guess you put in money and then nothing happens. So the idea is to test your stupidity. And stupidity just means how dumb you are or how intelligent you are, right? So the guy's like, should I put money in here? Sky Blue says hello. Hello, hello. All right. From Turkey. Okay. All right, so let's take a look. Let's do some pronunciation. Repeat after me. And if you're doing pronunciation, put some apples in the comments. Here we go. We can see a man standing in front, we can see a man standing in front of a vending machine. The vending machine has a sign on it which says, "Test your stupidity." There is a slot for inserting money. This machine is asking for $100. And we could maybe add, we could say, it says, insert $100, right? And insert just means, I gotta change the language of my keyboard. Give me 1 sec. Okay. Now I can type the quotation. Okay. Insert just means to put it in, right? To put something in. See if we can find a picture of insert. We'll say insert the money. Insert the money. All right, so something like this, right? So you put the money inside, and then, right, then you figure out that you're not, you're not very smart. So test your stupidity. All right, let's continue with pronunciation. Here we go. The man is standing and facing the machine. He is wearing a blue business suit. He has brown hair and white skin. His left hand is hanging down by his side. His right hand is up near his face. The index finger is resting on his chin. Or we could say on his chin or close to his chin, right? All right, let's move that up. Da-da-da-da. This body position leads us to think that he is wondering or pondering something. Okay, so when you see someone kind of like this, maybe they're tapping their chin, or like, they're thinking about something. All right, the last part, here we go, repeat after me. The machine is designed to see who idiotic people are. And we're going to change this, we'll say how. The machine is designed to see how idiotic people are. This is supposed to be a question. Are people willing to put their money inside and be tested whether or not they are stupid? All right. Nubar Balidzada says, sorry, what is pondering? We just talked about that before, but pondering is to think about something. You're trying to make a decision. So this guy is pondering, should I put my money inside the machine when it says test your stupidity? So we could say, if we wanted to sum up or summarize, we could say, there is an experiment where a machine is put in in a hallway, and it says, or it asks people to insert money. There's a sign which asks, or which let's see what's the word? Which urges them to test their stupidity. All right, to see if they're intelligent or not. Because it's basically testing to see whether or not you're stupid enough to put money inside. Okay. All right, so that was the first cartoon. Let's move on to the second one. Let's see. All right. Okay, all right, here we go. Now we have something different. First, on the glass, it says maternity. So we could say two fathers are in a maternity ward, all right, of a hospital. All right, let's make sure that I'm giving you the truth. So we'll look up maternity ward. All right, what is a maternity ward? Should be a lot of babies. Okay, so well, this is where they can give birth. They also have, after they give birth, they have a lot of babies, right? So this is the section where they will, give birth, and then they hold the babies while the mom is recovering and trying to feel better and stuff like that. Okay, let's go back. All right, two fathers are in a maternity ward of a hospital. They are looking through a window into a room full of newborn infants. All right, and newborn just means that, just like it says, newborn, right? So the babies were just born, and they bring them here to probably check them out, make sure they're warm, make sure that they're fed. They wrap them up in the blankets and all that. And infants is just another word for a very young baby, right? So they're looking through a window into a room full of newborn infants. One of the fathers is dressed like a clown. Let's see, he has orange hair, a red, what do you call that? A red clown nose, I guess. A colorful scarf and striped pants. I guess this could be a scarf or a tie. All right. He also has enormous red shoes. Let's see. Leah Huda says there's a clown standing and looking at the maternity window, right? We could say looking through the window, right? Because he's not actually looking at the window itself. He's looking through to the other side, right? Okay, so he also has enormous red shoes. The other father is dressed in I guess, a white shirt and black pants. He has his hands in his pockets. Leah Huda says enormous equals huge or very large. Yes, gigantic, enormous, incredibly big. So the other father has his hands in his pockets, and it looks like he hasn't shaved in a while. It looks like he hasn't shaved in a while. So we can call this stuff here, if you haven't shaved in a while, it's called stubble. Oh, and it wants me to fix that, okay. He has stubble on his chin. Let's take a look at the word stubble. We'll see if we can find a picture. Because basically it's just what grows after you haven't shaved for a while. So stubble. Alright, this is a little bit extra. Maybe this guy. Let's see, we'll say unshaven stubble. I don't know about the armpits, but okay, this should probably be a good one. So it's not like really long, but it's not super short. It's like there, you can see it. And I like to shave because I think it looks much more neat when I do shave. And but after you wake up in the morning, you have your stubble, right? Or if you let it grow for a day or two, you have stubble. So it's just hair on your face, all right? But it's short hair that would probably need to be shaved. Okay. And the father probably has stubble because he's been up all night, right? Or waiting for his child to be born and being with the family, and he hasn't slept for a while. Okay, so let's see. We'll say the normal father asks the clown father, which one is yours? Well, so let's see. Inside the maternity, I guess, room or ward, we can see at least, I don't know, 6 babies, maybe? 6 babies in, let's see, what would you call them? In cribs, there we go, in cribs. One crib has huge feet sticking out of it, right? So if we look back here, we can see huge feet. And if we look at the clown father, he has huge feet. So when the father asks, which one is yours? I think it's obvious. So when the father asks, which one is yours? It's very obvious. The clown dad is going to have, or already, I guess already, clown dad now has a clown kid. Okay. All right. And yeah, I guess they keep them on this side so they can keep all the babies clean and warm and they can check on them and stuff. Layla Almeida says the father who has enormous red shoes looking at his baby with so much emotion. It's so beautiful. Let's see. Garden says his glasses are fake. I guess we're talking about this guy because he's wearing glasses? I don't know. It's possible. It's possible. All right. Newbar says the 40-sized feet are clown dad's baby. Okay. So I guess the joke is that, well, here we go. The joke is that it's very common for parents to chat after they have a baby. The parents will talk about which baby is theirs. right? In this case, it's very obvious which baby belongs to the clown father. All right. So, I remember when my daughter was born, we were in the hospital. Not exactly the same situation, but similar, where they put our daughter with some of other babies, where they give them a bath and they clean them up and make sure that they're, healthy and stuff. They put a heat lamp on top to make sure that the baby doesn't get too cold. And then you watch, right? And there are other parents there and they're like, oh, you're how cute, congratulations and stuff like that. So this is in a maternity section of the hospital. All right. Let's do pronunciation. Here we go. Mahmoud says his baby has bright prospects. He would be the best joking actor in the world. Maybe. It's possible. All right, here we go. Repeat after me. 2 fathers are in a maternity ward of a hospital. They are looking through a window into a room full of newborn infants. All right. One of the fathers is dressed like a clown. He has orange hair, a red clown nose, a colorful scarf, and striped pants. He also has enormous red shoes. The other father is dressed in a white shirt and black pants. He has his hands in his pockets. It looks like he hasn't shaved in a while. He has stubble on his chin. The normal father asks the clown father, which one is yours? And Leahuda says they're going to take maternity leave from now. See, Mahmoud says, what is the difference between clown and buffoon? All right. Well, depending on the context, they can be quite similar. Let's see. First, we'll do an image search for clown. And now we're just, if we say clown, let's see. Oh, well, we got the evil clowns too. Okay, so a clown, at a circus or a party, they're just the crazy person who maybe blows up balloons and stuff like that. However, if we're describing someone, right? So we're describing their character or their personality, let's put in clown. All right. So let's see. The noun, you could have a comic entertainer. Okay. It can also be a comical, silly, or playful person, right? So, he's such a clown. He tells so many jokes and everybody laughs, right? So someone can be a clown. There's something called like a class clown. Let's see. Class clown is like when you're at school, there's that kid that always is trying to make everyone laugh. Then he might be called the class clown, because in the class of 20 students or whatever, there's a kid that's always joking and trying to be funny. All right, so you could say he's a clown, and we don't mean like the clown that he's dressed up with the red nose and all that stuff. Okay, it can also be kind of an insult, a foolish or incompetent person. And incompetent means that they don't have the skills to do something, or they try to do something and they fail really bad. So clown can fit for, it can be kind of a compliment if you think someone's funny. You're such a clown. Or it can be like an insult. Man, that guy is such a clown. He can't get anything right. He just keeps making mistakes. All right, so that's clown. And then Mahmoud also said buffoon. All right, buffoon, at least in my experience, is more of an insult. Is calling someone, there we go, a ridiculous but amusing person, a clown. So there you go. However, you wouldn't call this type of clown, oh, let me find it. You wouldn't call this type of clown a buffoon. You would just call them a clown. All right. Let's see. There we go. Synonyms. Now these are where it gets a little bit kind of like an insult. Fool, idiot, dolt, ass, nincompoop, blockhead, dunce, dunderhead. But in my experience, when I hear the word buffoon, it's usually for someone who is kind of stupid, I guess, and they make stupid decisions, and they have problems. It might not be funny. It might be funny, but they're just like incompetent, and they don't get things done very well. Okay. All right. So let's go back. Okay. All right. Let's continue with the pronunciation. Repeat after me. Inside the maternity room, we can see at least 6 babies in cribs. Oh, here we go. One crib has huge feet sticking out of it. So when the father asks, which one is yours, it's very obvious. We'll put that as a question mark. All right. And repeat, the clown dad now has a clown kid. The joke is that it's very common for parents to chat after they have a baby. The parents will talk about which baby is theirs. In this case, it's very obvious which baby belongs to the clown father. Okay. So, okay, that was the second cartoon. Let's move forward. Let's see. Mom would have said, then we should be careful to use it in a funny or an insulting situation. It's like a double-edged sword. The word clown, sure. I guess you have to pick the context. It can fit in a positive context. It can also fit in negative. It depends how you say it. And a lot depends on the inflection in your voice, meaning how you say it. If I say, that guy is such a clown, man, he makes me laugh. I have good energy, right? And it's a compliment. However, if I switch and I say, did you see the new guy at work? He's such a clown. He can't get anything right. Then it's an insult, right? I have negative energy and I'm talking bad about someone. Okay. All right. Let's go to cartoon number 3. Okay. I kind of like this one. Let's see. Here we go. All right. So we are in a desert. All right. And we're not in a dessert. All right, let's just make sure that we don't make a mistake. Because there's desert versus dessert, right? This one is desert with 1 S versus dessert with 2 S's. And when you say desert, the emphasis is here. Desert, desert. When you say dessert, the emphasis is over here. Dessert, dessert. So they both have 2 syllables, desert, dessert, but the emphasis is on different parts. So just to make sure we're thinking about the same thing, dessert would be something like this. Remember, 2 S's. The syllable, the emphasis is on the second syllable. Dessert, right? Woo, looking very tasty. Now if we take out an S and we pronounce it desert, desert, then it looks like death. No water. Right. Desert. Okay. So let's go back. Here we are. All right. So we are in a desert. All right. In the distance. So in the distance is kind of like ahead of us, a little bit forward. There are 2 things. A huge Facebook logo, I guess, and an oasis with water. Let's take a look. What is an oasis? And specifically, this is going to be an oasis in the desert, right? There we go. All right. And we'll say desert oasis. Okay. So let's say you've been You're lost in the desert and you're walking around, and then all of a sudden you find an oasis in the desert, which means you're probably going to survive, right? Okay, so this is an oasis in the desert. Let's go back. Where are we? There we are. So we are in a desert, and we can make a contraction. It's more common when you're talking to say we're in a desert. In the distance, there are two things: a huge Facebook logo and an oasis with water. All right. On the ground, we can see a lot of desperate, unhealthy, and starving people. They are all crawling and dragging themselves forward. All right. On the ground. Right, let me move this up so we can see it. All right. So these people, we could say they're desperate. They're crawling. They're on their tummies, right? They have no energy, and they're like, I'm almost dead, but I'm going to move forward. All right, so let's see. Whoop. We could say most of the people are heading towards the Facebook logo. Only one person is crawling towards the oasis. And obviously, the oasis will save you because it has water and shade. All right? And let's just take a look, make sure we understand what shade is. Shade will keep you out of the hot sun, right? So let's take a look. Shade in the desert. How about that? Okay, so if you're going up to this tree, you want to get out of the sun, you can stand in the shade. It's just the dark part, and the sun blocks, or I'm sorry, the tree blocks the sun, so you can stand there. And it's a little bit cooler, right? So animals, humans, people do it to get out of the sun. All right, let's go back. Let's see. Let's see. Looking at the comments. Leah Huda says it means that Facebook waters people. Oh, that's what they're thirsting for. Their thirst is for Facebook. Let's see. Mahmoud says, what does desperate actually mean? Desperate shortage, desperate needs, desperate people. Well, desperate, let's take a look. We'll put it into the dictionary and we'll get a nice Google meaning for the word desperate. All right, here we go. Desperate. Oh, too many E's. Desperate. Here we go. Okay, let me move it over. All right. Feeling, showing, or involving a hopeless sense that a situation is so bad as to be impossible to deal with. So a desperate sadness envelops Ruth. I'm hopeless. Things are so bad. All right. Synonyms: despairing, hopeless. The antonyms, the opposite, would be cheerful, composed. Leah Huda says disappointed people. Garden says poor people. Layla Almeida says dragging and crawling. Well, let's see. How about this? We'll do crawling in the desert. Oh. Okay, so this guy is crawling in the desert, right? So he's kind of like down on his hands and his knees, like a baby. All right. Now we'll say crawling on your stomach in the desert. All right. Okay, so I guess this is a training thing, but they're crawling on their stomachs, right? So they can't probably move too fast. And if you're almost dead in the desert from thirst, then you can't really walk too well, and you're probably crawling with your last ounce of energy. You have to choose between Facebook or the Oasis. So crawling is something that a baby does, right? But if you get weak and you can't walk, then you might crawl. All right, let's see. Now we'll do dragging. Dragging yourself in the desert. Well, dragging is dragging. How about dragging a body? Okay, nice. So this one, here you go. This person is dragging, they're pulling the body across the ground. So dragging something. It could be a body, it could be, I don't know, a big box, a big log or something, but you're pulling it across the ground. And if we say we're dragging ourselves, that means we're almost out of strength and we're dragging ourselves across the ground. Okay, so here we go. Obviously, the oasis will save you because it has water and shade. However, even as they are dying, the people want to do what's popular and hang out on Facebook. Okay. All right, let's see. Nubar says, sorry. No need to say sorry. I love questions. If I can answer them, I will. Is there any difference between shade and shadow? Ooh, okay. Well, that's a good question. Let's take a look. We'll try to get some pictures to help us out. And how about this? Before we look at the picture, we'll go straight to the definition, okay? So shade. All right. Sitting in the shade, all right? Comparative darkness and coolness caused by shelter from direct sunlight. Okay, so that's shade, and let's go shadow. Shadow. A dark area or shape produced by a body coming between rays of light and a surface. So they're really similar. They're really similar. However, when you're describing things, then it gets a little bit different. Let's see. We could say sitting in the shade. All right. So you're sitting in the shade of the tree. You could also say you're sitting in the tree's shadow. All right. So very similar, right? You're sitting in the shadow of the tree. And the shade, the shadow, I mean, they're just very similar. It kind of depends on the person how they want to use them. We could say the shadow, the tree's shadow, or the shade from the tree. So, yeah, they're very similar. Okay. All right, let's go back. Okay, so most of the people, the people want to do what's popular and hang out on Facebook. So, maybe we'll say, maybe the deeper meaning is that too much social media can negatively affect I gotta put the ly, negatively affect our ability to make rational decisions. All right, rational just means full of logic, things that make sense, right? In this situation, you have a choice between Facebook and Oasis, and you're crawling on the desert floor, you're almost dead. You're probably going to go to the Oasis and drink water and get a little bit healthier, and then maybe go hang out at Facebook. But, right. Okay, here we go. Repeat after me. Nubar Validzada says, got it? Wonderful. Okay. Repeat after me. We're in a desert. In the distance, there are two things. A huge Facebook logo and an oasis with water. On the ground, we can see a lot of desperate, unhealthy, and starving people. They are all crawling. I'm going to get rid of that there. They are all crawling and dragging themselves forward on the ground. And one reason that we know that they're very unhealthy and they're not in good physical condition is that if you saw an oasis, you would probably run, right? You would jump up and you would run toward it. But since they're dragging themselves, that means, they're really almost dead. All right, repeat after me. Most of the people are heading towards the Facebook logo. Only one person is crawling towards the oasis. Obviously, the oasis will save you because it has water and shade. However, even as they are dying, the people want to do what's popular and hang out on Facebook. Okay, and the last part, here we go. The deeper meaning, we'll say, of this cartoon might be, all right, because I'm not the author, I didn't make it, so it's just my ideas. Repeat after me. The deeper meaning of this cartoon might be that too much social media can negatively affect our ability to make rational decisions. Okay. All right, so that was the cartoon number 3. All right, let's move on to number 4. Okay. All right, simple. Okay, let's see how we can describe this one. Let's start with the location, huh? Let's see. And we'll say 2 men are sitting beside it's either a river or a stream. A river. We'll say a river. All right. In the background, there is a forest. They are sitting directly on the grass, right? So on top of the ground, we see the green grass. Okay. The 2 men are fishing. Okay, let's see. They seem to be old and have white beards. One is wearing a gray, I guess, robe, and the other has a brown one. All right, let me move that over. Okay, and let's just make sure we understand what robes are. Let's say a brown robe. Okay, so this is like a robe, how they used to dress in the old days. All right. Okay, let's take a look. The 2 men are fishing. Each man is holding a fishing rod. That's what we call it. Let's see. Let's take a look, make sure we understand what is fishing rod. All right, so we have a fishing rod. Okay, now this would be probably a new version. Their version of a fishing rod is probably just a stick with, yeah. All right, let's see, fishing rod from a stick. Let's see. Okay, so it's just a stick. And that's what they're using to fish, because this is like, a long time ago. So each man is holding a fishing rod. All right. So now let's describe, before we get to what they're saying, let's describe the river, because it's kind of unique, right? The river is separated. There is a section where there is no water. The man in the brown robe has his fishing line in this section. So on the fishing line, we can see a bobber and a hook. Okay, let's stop for a sec. So we have the fishing pole, which is the part you hold, right? And this would be the fishing line, the part that goes down into the water, or in this case, down into the empty space. So this red thing right here is called the bobber. Let's take a look. What is a bobber? Fishing bobber. Okay, so this is a bobber. And let's say fishing with a bobber. Let's see what happens. Okay, so the idea is that the bobber stays on top, and underneath you have the hook. You have the fishing hook, right? And if the fish takes the hook or takes the worm on the hook, then the bobber will go down, right? And when your bobber starts moving up and down, you're like, ooh, there's a fish. Maybe he's playing with my fishing line, or he wants to eat the hook, right? Or yeah, I don't know why they don't put any worms on the hooks here, but so there, this is what it looks like. This is exactly what I remember growing up doing when I was fishing in the U.S. in Minnesota and all the lakes. So you watch the bobber and it starts to move, and when there are rings around it, rings on the water like the ripples, then you know that something down below is playing with your fishing line. And maybe if the fish grabs it, then whoop, it disappears, and you're like, yes, I got one. Okay. All right. So let's go back. So on the fishing line, we can see a bobber and a hook, right? Leah Huda says fishing hook. Sure, you can say fishing hook, or you can just say hook, because we've already established that they are in a situation where they're fishing. So it's up to you. You can say fishing hook or hook. All right. We could say the line, hook, and bobber are are in a space without any water. See, Mamu says, but many times I've lost my fish because of miscalculation of pulling too soon. Right. There's a thing called letting the hook set, right? So the fish kind of has it a little bit. He's nibbling a little bit. And if you try to reel it in too quickly, then the hook just goes right out of their mouth. But if you wait just a little bit, and then you pull it just with strength, right? And you set the hook. So it goes in and you yank on the hook and it hooks the fish. And you have a much greater chance of catching the fish. All right. So let's move forward to describe this more. Okay. So let's see. The man in the brown robe is saying, Moses, stop it. Okay. So we can understand that the guy on the left in the gray robe is named Moses. All right. Now, Moses has an interesting history, right? So let's take a look. And in, let's see, we'll put Moses. And he's known for something called parting the Red Sea. All right. So in the Bible, in different religious texts, in different histories, he's known as the guy who parted. Let me go to it. That he parted the Red Sea. So the story is that his people were escaping, I think, from the Egyptians, and they came up to the Red Sea, and they were stuck, right? And the Egyptian army was chasing them. And then at the last moment, I guess the story is that God gave Moses the power to to part the Red Sea. So he, let's see if the GIF, let's see if we can do it. Parting the Red Sea GIF. Maybe it will load. We'll try this one. All right, let's see if it loads. Aha! So this is from the movie that they made. And he's like, oh, whatever. And then he parted the Red Sea. So look, there's suddenly a nice dry path for them to go across. And the story goes that they went in there and they got to the other side. And the Egyptian army chased them. And while the Egyptian army was in between, in the sea and the water, he closed it. And then, the water crashed down and killed all the army. So... okay, so that is Moses. Moses is known as the guy who parted the Red Sea. And this is the other part at the end where he closes it up again. And there's the army down there, and it crushes and drowns the army. I think the Egyptian army in that story. Okay. Okay. Let's see. Mahmoud says there's no such magical events nowadays. It's like a story rather than reality, I suppose. Yeah. It's going to depend on you and your personal beliefs. But that's the story that I've heard about Moses. Okay. So, if this is Moses, and he's with his friend, I guess, and he's kind of joking around, right? So let's see. So we can understand that the guy on the left in the gray robe is named Moses. Moses has the power to separate water, I guess. Separate water. He does it here to play a joke on his friend. Moses knows the fish can't swim if there isn't any water, right? So you don't see any fish here because they want to stay where the water is, right? So his friend is a little bit annoyed and he's like, Moses, stop it. And Moses is like, tee-hee-hee-hee, right? He thinks it's funny. So we could say Moses thinks it's funny to play around with his friend. Okay. All right, so let's do pronunciation and then we're going to go to the quiz. All right, repeat after me. 2 men are sitting beside a river. In the background, there is a forest. They are sitting directly on the grass. The 2 men are fishing. They seem to be old and have white beards. One is wearing a gray robe and the other has a brown one. The 2 men are fishing. Each man is holding a fishing rod. The river is separated. Oh, you're right. I didn't switch back. Aha. Thank you, Garden. Aha, you can't see the sentences. Well, no worries. We will do it again. Thank you for letting me know. Aha. I have to switch back to the slide. All right, here we go. Let's do it again. Repeat after me. 2 men are sitting beside a river. In the background, there is a forest. They are sitting directly on the grass. The 2 men are fishing. They seem to be old and have white beards. One is wearing a gray robe and the other has a brown one. The 2 men are fishing. Each man is holding a fishing rod. The river is separated. There is a section where there is no water. The man in the brown robe has his fishing line in this section. On the fishing line, we can see a bobber and a hook. The line, hook, and bobber are in a space without any water. The man in the brown robe is saying, Moses, stop it! We can understand that the guy on the left in the gray robe is named Moses. Moses has the power to separate water. He does it here to play a joke on his friend. Moses knows the fish can't swim if there isn't any water. Moses thinks it's funny to play around with his friend. Okay, guess that's right. Guess what time it is? It is time for a quiz. Let's just take a quick peek back here. We have the clown with the baby clown with the big feet. We have Facebook and we have the Oasis. And did I skip one? Oh, yep. At the very beginning, we had the test your stupidity with the vending machine. Insert $100. And the last one was Moses fishing and separating the stream or the river so his buddy can't catch any fish. He probably wouldn't have caught fish anyway because there isn't any worm on the hook. But, oh well. Okay. I got to remember. Put on the glasses. I have my music. We're going to do it. All right. So quiz. Da, 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 da. Let's do. Actually, you know what? I'm going to ask a favor. If you can wait for just one moment, I need to quick go use the restroom. If I don't use the restroom, then I'm going to be hopping around. And I won't be able to focus. I'll be right back. I promise. Okay. Woo. All right. Let's say I feel much better. Sorry about that. Now I need to focus. Garden has musical notes. You're right. I should have played the music. Oh well. Okay, so let's do the quiz. Yes. Oh, let me take a quick drink to get ready. All right. New bar says break time. Break time, guys. All right, here we go. Question number 1. I even put the cartoon here. Let's take a look. The position of this man's hand and finger indicate that he is A. Smelling, B. Thinking, C. Demanding, or D. Humming. Here is your music. Okay, so we have a little bit different music today. All right, it's nice to change things up once in a while. Here we go. The position of this man's hand and finger indicate that he is thinking. Right. And I think when we talked about it before, we used the word ponder. There we go. This body position leads us to think that he is wondering or pondering something. All right, Layla Almeida says, I prefer other relaxing music. Well, this is what we have today. Leah Huda says, very interesting music. I keep you guys guessing. You never know what you'll be hearing next. Okay. All right, so the man's position. Let's see, how about we do pronunciation? Great. Repeat after me. The position of this man's hand and finger indicate that he is thinking. All right. And let's take a look through the other answers. Smelling, not so much. He would have to be like going like this if his chin is maybe lifted up and his nose is. But no, he's not smelling. Demanding means, he wants something. Give it to me. I want something. But no, he's not demanding. Humming is when you just go like, you make noises with, your voice, but your mouth is kind of closed. So that's humming. All right. Ooh, I see apples. You guys did the pronunciation. Right. All right. So let's do question number 2. Woo! It's the clown father with the clown child. Here we go. What is the mother most likely doing right now? A. Recovering. B. Worsening. C. Crying. Or D. Fainting. Here's your music. Okay. All right. We have answers. Let's see. Garden says, I hope A. All right. What is the mother most likely doing right now? And the answer is A. Recovering. And we can say most likely, right? I mean, there is a possibility that, the worst case scenario is that, she died or she passed away during delivery. But most likely, she's probably resting or recovering, getting better. Because when a woman gives birth, it takes a lot of energy and bodily, they have to do a lot of stuff. It's difficult, right? And then their body needs to relax. And okay, so she's probably recovering. Recovering just means to get better. The opposite of recovering would be worsening, as in the situation is worsening. She's getting worse. Something's bad. Crying, I guess is possible. Fainting is like, and then you pass out, and then you become unconscious. So probably not. Most likely, these are the important words in this conversation or in this question. Recovering. All right. Okay. So let's do pronunciation. Repeat after me. What is the mother most likely doing right now? All right, let's do the words. Repeat. Recovering. Worsening. Crying. Fainting. Okay, guess what? It is time for question number 3. The Facebook and the Oasis in the desert. Here we go. When watching large groups of people, we often see that many choose the option. A. Worthwhile. B. Strange. C. Thoughtful. D. Popular. Here we go. Here's your music. Okay, so this is a little bit longer. It's fill in the blank one. When watching large groups of people, we often can see that many choose the popular option. All right, so popular just means what everybody thinks is like cool and great and wonderful. And many times people will follow what other people do without actually asking the question, is it what I should do? So maybe the guy at the front, he loves Facebook so much, he's like, yes. And then the second guy's like, oh, he's going somewhere, that must be good. And everybody else behind is like, if everyone's doing it, then it must be the right one. And someone looks over and they're like, but hey, there's water. There's an oasis. And then he takes off. But people keep following maybe the crowd. All right, here we go. Repeat after me. When watching large groups of people, we often can see that many choose the popular option. Okay, so let's see. Nubar says, does thoughtful mean logical? Let's see. First, we'll go down the list. Worthwhile means like the correct option. The option that will provide value for your life. It will help you. It's worthwhile. It's worth your time. It's good to do. Strange just means weird, right? Thoughtful. Okay. If someone is thoughtful, they take their time to think about something, right? So it sounds a little bit strange here that many choose the thoughtful option. Usually when I talk about thoughtful, I would think about a person who's willing to, contemplate, to ponder issues, to think before they speak, to think before they make a decision. Thoughtful. So thoughtful just means, you think and you take your time before you move forward. Okay? Oh, it can also be like a thoughtful person, someone who is willing to do something nice. Say, oh, how thoughtful. You remembered my birthday. How thoughtful. Right? Something like that. Okay. Let's see. Leah Huda says it has value equals worthwhile. Mamu says fruitful, gainful, purposeful. Sure. Worthwhile is something that it's a good place to invest your time and energy because it'll make your life better, right? And if you're in the desert, it's probably better to go to the Oasis than the Facebook logo. Okay, here we go. Question number 4. Moses is likely doing this because he wants to A. Get revenge. B. Have fun. C. Eat lunch. Or D. Be amiable. All right, let's hear the music. Okay, so Moses is likely doing this because he wants to have fun. All right, let's take a look where we talked about it. And there are different possibilities. This is the option that I gave because he's smiling, right? He doesn't look evil. Let's see. And it said the last part, Moses thinks it's funny to play around with his friend. Play around can be like joke around with someone, play a prank on someone. So you don't necessarily dislike the person, you're just trying to have fun with them. All right. So then the option in the question was have fun, right? To have fun. And this guy, depending how often Moses does it, if every time the guy starts fishing, Moses is like, and then he makes the water go, it could be annoying, right? And the guy's like, stop it. Get revenge? Well, I suppose it's a possibility, but he might have more of an evil face than a nice face if he was getting revenge. Let's see, get revenge would be like this guy did something bad to him and he responds by sucking away the water. Right? Eat lunch doesn't really make sense. Maybe they're trying to catch their lunch, right? They want to catch fish, then they can eat them. Be amiable. Does anybody know what does the word amiable mean? It's not super common, but it's used quite a bit. And it's a nice way to describe someone, depending on the situation. Does anybody know what the word amiable means? And I'll copy it, and then we'll look it up in the dictionary, but I'm going to wait to see if anybody knows. What does the word amiable mean? Leah Huda says not enemy. That's correct. That's true. It would probably be even more than that. Let's see. So we're going to put in amiable. All right. Let's do the search. Amiable is an adjective, so it's describing something. And it's like having or displaying a friendly and pleasant manner. Right. Layla Almeida says friendly. That's the first synonym. Friendly, affable, amicable, cordial. And there's more. Warm, warm-hearted, good-natured, nice, pleasant, agreeable. All of these mean amiable. Let's hear it.
Amiable.
Amiable. One more time.
Amiable.
Amiable. Yes. So if someone says you are amiable, and I'm not looking at the dictionary. Here it is. Here we go. Amiable. There we go. We'll repeat one more time. Having or displaying a friendly and pleasant manner. Synonyms: friendly, affable, amicable, cordial, warm, on down the line. Once again, if someone says you're amiable, you say thank you, right? It's a compliment. Right. So if you describe someone as amiable, then it's like, hey, you enjoy being around them. They're friendly. Okay, let's go back. All right, repeat after me. Moses is likely doing this because he wants to have fun. Okay, all right, so that means we did the quiz. All right, and I need to move this guy over here. Check mark. All right. And all right, so let's take a look. What did we accomplish today? Great question. Well, in this live English lesson, we analyzed comics, all right? And the comics we used were this one, Test Your Stupidity, the Maternity with the Clown Father, Facebook versus the Oasis in the Desert, and Moses playing a joke with his friend, right? And then we explored vocabulary. We used the dictionary. We used the image search from Google. And hopefully we had some fun. Hopefully you learned something as well. And we tested you with the quiz, right? Okay, so our motto here at Abolingo is improve your English, become more valuable. And I'm blocking the words. Let's make it smaller so we can see it. There it is. Improve your English, become more valuable. In other words, become more skillful, and then you can, help yourself and you can help others as well. If you enjoyed our material today, make sure to subscribe and like. Here we go. And if you're already subscribed and you want to get notifications when we're live and things are happening, you can push the little bell icon. Right. Okay. All right. So that is it for today. Thank you, everyone, for participating. And I'm going to put in the comments. I'll put my apple emoji. Apple. There it is. Thanks, everyone, for participating in this live English lesson. All right. And I'll put see you soon. Okay, until next time, have a wonderful day wherever you are in the world. All right, take care.